podcast is for informational and entertainment purposes only. The views expressed are those of the host and guests and do not constitute professional advice. We make no representations or warranties regarding the accuracy, completeness, or applicability of the content. Please consult qualified experts for specific guidance. This podcast is for informational purposes only and should not be considered legal, health, tax, or professional advice. Always consult a licensed professional for specific advice related to your situation.
So, welcome to the Real Lyfe Topics Podcast. Listen, our goal here is to make hard conversations easy, right? So, today I want to talk about honor that could possibly bring timidity. Now, just hear me out for a moment because I know that could possibly sound like an oxymoron, because we always want to reverence who people are in our lives and the value that they bring to our lives. I have an opinion that the cliche respect is earned. I hear it, but I also believe that respect is given. And I don't think respect is a matter of title, position, or status. I do believe that respect is a matter of humanity. We are all human. We all have feelings. We all bleed, right? And regardless to where we are in our lives, we are human, and some respect should come with that. And just hear me out for a moment. If you walk into a courtroom, you may not like the judge, you may not like what the judge has said to you, but because you know that it is contemptuous to not respect the judge, most of the population is not going to go in the courtroom showing out. Now, you do have some that they struggle with self-respect, or they may have struggled with a emotion that got the best of them. They still may try it, but there's consequence associated with it, strictly based on the fact that that is your honor. You don't have to like your honor. You don't have to like the color of their skin. You don't have to like that they're in that black robe. You don't have to like the way that they wear their hair. You simply understand that the authority that they stand in, you must respect it, even if you don't like it. So that's the angle that I'm talking from today. How is it that we could walk into the courtroom and we may not know anything about that judge, and we choose to honor the position? Yet we walk into some other environments and we don't choose, which brings me to my point. I think that respect is a choice. When I experience emotions or feelings, or I may feel that someone has done something to me to make me feel a certain kind of way, I can feel those feelings. I can be honest about what those are. And let me just insert this here. Listen, for those of you that are on here and you're listening to this, God can handle your emotions. Like, you can tell him about how things make you feel, and he can handle that. So I always, say, come to him in honesty, right? So I honor God for being who he is, and he's the creator of all things. But I also can be very honest with him about how things make me feel. Sometimes when we feel emotions, we don't like the way they make us feel. We don't like the way a person has made us feel. But how we respond to that person is still about us on a personal level. It's still about who I am. So here I am talking about honor that could bring timidity. What about when you respect someone so much that you shrink? Do you think that's healthy? I had to begin thinking about this because I definitely like to give respect to people. I worked in healthcare for many years, and sometimes I dealt with the elderly more than not. And in that instance, I realized as some of them aged and they didn't really look like me, I think some of the stuff that they probably did in their younger years came out while dealing with me. I still had a choice to offer them the best care, right? Yes, there were times that I had to use boundaries and I had to make someone else aware of what was going on, but I still had a choice to still offer the best care to my patient. That's about who I am. So when I think about people that have been in my life, and I've been fortunate to be in the presence of people that have high titles and much behind their name and high pedigrees and things of that nature. And I'll be honest, haven't always enjoyed some of the experiences, but it is about me with what I say when I leave out of those rooms. And if I choose to honor the position that that person has, even if I didn't prefer the experience that I had, I think that's still about me. But what about when you respect someone so much, or you respect their title, and you find yourself not showing up in full? Maybe you get a little scared, or you get a little nervous, or you find yourself not bringing the same oomph that you know you possess. That's what I want to talk about. Because I don't think that that is healthy. And I do think we have to become aware if that becomes a thing for us. Let me give you an example. You are an amazing artist. You have an opportunity to show your work to your mentor artists that you have admired for years and years and years. And you get an opportunity to get into the room and you present your piece. And they may not respond the way that you want. It could empty your bucket a little because you may have had an expectation that their response would be different. But it's their choice for their response, whether they like it or love it. You could love it. They could like it. But is it okay then for you to go and put your gift of artistry on a shelf? Is that really okay? Your mentor is a human. That person that you look up to is a human. But God gave you the gift. Is it really okay to shelf your gifts because of a human? Someone that you like, someone that you love, someone that you even respect. Do you get to shut down what God says because of a human? That's what I want you to start thinking about, because it is so easy to find yourself in that struggle, especially when you believe in honor or respect or now, I'm not telling you not to value the opinions of others, because sometimes people have went through a path before you and they know what's in front of you, or they could shield you or try to teach you some of the things that you may find. It's like a person in the music industry knows how it can be, or a person in entrepreneurship can understand and share with you what some of their experiences may have been, and you could learn from those. I do believe that you don't have to go through everything to learn from a thing. So I do think that it's important for you to be able to hear, but I'm talking about you get so nervous around a person that you don't show up. I don't think that that's okay. And if I be honest, I've done that before. I've actually done that more than once. And then God and I had a conversation, and I was honest with him. And I said, look, I'm struggling here. I respect this person. I believe in who they are. But I find myself getting so nervous sometimes that what I know I'm capable of, I'm not doing. The truth is, that's not even about them. Regardless of what they said, what they did, they could have been trying to intimidate me to see if I would fold, right? Now, I probably didn't fold, but I didn't always give my personal best. I think that could be about the room that you're in, but that's also something that you got to master, because if you shut down every time you don't get the response you want, that's too easy to shut down. So I want you to really think about that for a moment. Do you respect a human so much? And I do believe in respect, and I do believe in honor, that you will not honor the one who gave you everything that you have. Let's talk about it a different way. You're afraid to sing in front of people sometimes, or maybe your family comes around and you have an opportunity to really use your gift to soothe the heart of someone else around. But because your family member might be around, you don't want to do it. Do you miss an opportunity to soothe the soul of someone that could be in a better position because of what you possess? You possess something that is going to shift the trajectory of someone else's life. That's what I really need you to get. This is the only reason I'm having this conversation, because what you possess is enough. What you possess is good enough. What you possess, God gave it to you. No human gave you your ability. They could influence it, but they didn't give you your ability. They didn't give you your gift. So although we want to honor those that are put before us, they didn't give you your gift. It's too many times where we hear stories of influence that have shut down a gift. I remember watching a TV show, and one guy, it was actually about singing, and he said that he stopped singing a long time because there was an influencer in his life, and unfortunately it happened to be a teacher. And they told him they weren't good enough. We heard about it even with First Lady Michelle Obama, where she was told, I think it was a guidance counselor, that she couldn't go to one of the colleges of her choice. She wasn't good enough for that. More recently, in my personal space, I spoke with a young woman that said to me, her counselor said to her, no, I don't think you should go into that field because. I looked at her and I said, let me ask you a question. Is that what's pulling on your heart? Is that what you want to do? She said, yes, that's what I want to do. I said, there's no harm in it. There's no harm in you trying. So I said, you really have to understand if this is the path for you. That was an opinion of your counselor, right? That may not have been looking at things holistically for you. Let's pray about this. Let's see what God says. What should you be doing? Now, I'm not telling you that those in your life, you should not value their opinions to some extent. But what I am saying to you is you should not shut down who you are because of the opinion of man, regardless of their position, because they didn't give you what you have, but God did. Listen, we're over here because we are resolving conflicts, right? We're bringing awareness, offering resolution or resilience, ultimately with the goal to reach evolution. Listen, this is the On Purpose Life, Real Life Topics. This is where we live our life with intention, clarity, and direction. And I hope that I have stimulated something in you to think about what you are doing with what you have, because what He gave you is who He meant for you to be. All right, go in your day and know you got this. And we're going to live this life on purpose with clarity and direction.